Good evening, Dodgers fans. Let's get straight to the point. The Los Angeles Dodgers are at a decisive moment to reorganize the roster ahead of the 2025 season. And I want to hear from you. Which players do you think should be traded to make room for new signings? Let's discuss this, but first, let me update you on the details. The team needs to free up space on the 40-man roster. Why? Because we've just added Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates to the bullpen. On top of that, General Manager Brandon Gomez has confirmed that they're still working on bringing none other than Clayton Kershaw back. And as we all know, Kershaw isn't just an icon of the team, he's the heart and soul of the Dodgers. So clearing space is an urgent necessity. And there's more. Rumors suggest that names like Kike Hernandez or even unexpected signings could be in the mix. This means we're not just talking about freeing up 1 or 2 roster spots, but at least 3. This scenario forces the Dodgers to make some crucial decisions in the coming days, and those decisions will undoubtedly pull at our heartstrings. Now, who are the players that might be on their way out of Los Angeles? Let's analyze 3 possible names. 1. Ryan Braiser, right-handed pitcher. Let's talk about Ryan Braiser, Dodgers fans. This 37-year-old veteran joined the team in 2023 and has shown moments of competence, but also faced challenges. Now, with the moves for 2025, his name is at the center of conversations. Should he stay in Los Angeles, or is it time to move on? Braiser has a solid track record. Last season, he managed a 3.54 ERA, even after battling multiple injuries that limited his appearances to 29 games. That shows resilience, something we all value in a player. But at the same time, he's in the final stretch of his career, and his $4.5 million contract isn't exactly light on the Dodgers' payroll. Why is his name being considered for a trade? Simple. Among the possible candidates, he holds the most market value. Teams in need of an experienced pitcher might be very interested in adding him to their bullpen. This puts the Dodgers in a strategic position. They could open up roster space, cut costs, and still get something valuable in return. Ryan Braiser is undoubtedly an intriguing case for the Dodgers. He symbolizes the kind of experience that only comes with years of playing, but also carries the weight of an age that, in high-performance sports, can limit long-term effectiveness. The fact that he managed to maintain a 3.54 ERA despite injuries and limited games is commendable and shows there's still something left in the tank. On the other hand, we have to be practical. Baseball is a sport of strategy, and every decision must be made with the present and future in mind. At 37 years old, and with a sizable contract, Braiser is an asset that could draw interest from other teams. This would allow the Dodgers to save money and invest in young prospects, or even reinforcements that bring more consistency to the bullpen. In my opinion, a trade seems logical when thinking about the team's longevity. But we can't ignore the impact veterans like him have in the clubhouse. These players bring leadership and serve as role models for younger players, something that doesn't always show up in the stats. If he stays, I think it should be in a more adjusted role, focusing on moments where his experience makes a difference without overloading him. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Braiser still has more to offer the Dodgers? Or is it time to trade him and make room for new blood? It's not an easy decision, especially with a player who, despite ups and downs, has shown he can still contribute. Let's debate. What do you prefer? Keeping a veteran like Braiser, or making changes to strengthen the team in the long term? Leave your opinions in the comments. Your input is essential to this conversation. 2. Michael Grove, right-handed pitcher. Now let's talk about Michael Grove, a young right-handed pitcher who was once a big Dodgers prospect, but has struggled to find his footing in the rotation. So fans, do you think there's still room for Grove to show all his potential here in Los Angeles, or is it time for him to seek a new path? At just 27 years old, Grove had a very inconsistent 2024 season. He posted a 5.12 ERA in 51 innings pitched, with a record of 4 wins and 4 losses. For a player who was once considered one of the organization's top prospects, these numbers are certainly below expectations. His career ERA of 5.48 reflects that he has yet to find consistency at the MLB level. Why is he a trade candidate? Simple. His age and status as a former prospect could still attract teams that believe in developing young talent. The Dodgers could use this as a trade chip to strengthen areas that need more attention. However, trading Grove also means letting go of someone who, with the right adjustments, could evolve and deliver better results in the future. Michael Grove is the kind of player that divides fans. On one hand, there's the potential that made him one of the Dodgers' most promising prospects. On the other hand, his MLB numbers show he hasn't met expectations yet. It's frustrating but also understandable. Not every young talent finds their rhythm right away at the professional level. Looking at 2024, Grove had moments where he seemed on the verge of a breakthrough, but inconsistent results kept appearing. A 5.12 ERA isn't what you'd expect from a pitcher who's shown so much promise in the minors. Still, he's only 27, which means there's time for adjustments. The question is, are the Dodgers willing to wait? In my view, Grove still has something to offer, but he might need an environment with less pressure to regain his confidence. Sometimes, a change of scenery can work wonders for a struggling player. On the other hand, trading Grove now could be a strategic move. As a former prospect with favorable age, he has market value, especially for teams willing to invest in development. If I were Brandon Gomez, I'd seriously consider both options. If a team is willing to offer a piece that strengthens weak areas, like a reliable bullpen pitcher or even an impact hitter, a trade might make sense. But letting go of Grove also means accepting the risk of seeing him thrive elsewhere, which wouldn't be the first time that's happened with ex-Dodgers. So, what do you think? Should we give Grove more time to correct his mistakes and show he has what it takes to shine with the Dodgers? Or would it be better to trade him now and bring in a piece that helps the team immediately? This is a tough decision, especially because we know how often players flourish on other teams after leaving Los Angeles. But the question is it worth the risk to wait? Share your thoughts, and let me know what you'd do if you were General Manager Brandon Gomez. Keep Grove to bet on his development, or trade him now to acquire a more MLB-ready piece. 3. Chris Taylor, infielder/outfielder. Last but certainly not least, let's talk about Chris Taylor, a name known and loved by many Dodgers fans since his arrival in 2016. But now the question is, has the time come to say goodbye to a player who's been so important to the team? Taylor is an example of versatility, playing both infield and outfield, and has been crucial in many moments over the years. Who doesn't remember his brilliant performances in 2021, which earned him an All-Star Game appearance? However, today's Taylor seems far from that player. Over the past 2 seasons, he's posted a concerning batting average of just .200 and a strikeout rate that's headache-inducing. It's tough to see a player who was once so reliable facing such challenges. Besides his on-field performance, there's also the financial aspect. Taylor is set to earn $15 million next season, making him an expensive player to keep, especially if the Dodgers are considering bringing Kike Hernandez back. If that happens, Taylor's role on the team could become even more limited. Let's be honest, trading Taylor won't be easy. His contract is hefty, and the Dodgers would likely need to add something extra to entice another team to take on that cost. However, freeing up this roster spot could make room for new talent and potentially bring more balance to the team. Chris Taylor is undoubtedly a player who's left his mark on the Dodgers. His versatility and ability to step up in clutch moments have made him a fan favorite. Who could forget the great moments from 2021, like that wild card game against the Cardinals? But as we all know, baseball is a sport that doesn't forgive performance declines, and Taylor has faced tough times. A batting average of .200 over the past 2 years and a high strikeout rate are clear signs that he's not the same player he once was. And that's natural. Every athlete experiences highs and lows in their career. The problem is that, in Taylor's case, his $15 million salary per season weighs heavily compared to what he's been delivering on the field. If the team is really planning to bring Kike Hernandez back, it's hard to justify keeping 2 players who could essentially compete for the same role on the roster. Now, trading Taylor isn't a simple task. His contract is hefty, and few teams would be willing to take it on without the Dodgers adding incentives. This puts the front office in a tough spot. They must evaluate whether it's more worthwhile to keep Taylor and hope for a rebound, or let him go and accept the market conditions to move his contract. In my opinion, Taylor's future with the Dodgers depends on how he performs heading into next season. If he shows he still has gas in the tank during spring training, it might be worth keeping him, at least until mid-season, to see if he can regain his form. But if his performance continues to decline, the Dodgers may need to make the tough decision to move on. Now, I want to know from you, what would you do if you were the general manager? Does Taylor deserve another chance to find his form, or would it be better for the team to move forward? It's a tough decision, especially because he has a long and memorable history with the Dodgers. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on everything happening with our Dodgers. We'll be following this offseason closely, and as always, let's go Dodgers.